Balanced world with equanimity, my favorite word, equanimity, being able to face difficulties and challenges with balance and grace. And we do that by getting our yin and our yang in harmony. Our yin and our yang. That's how we balance in an unbalanced world. Everything in the universe has polar opposites, including our bodies. We have a female side and a male side, the yin and the yang, and they unite cohesively and codependently to work as one union. The yin is the female side, the yang is the male side. And that's what we're going to be working on today, balancing our yin and our yang in an unbalanced world. So we're going to start by balancing our brains by our breathing practice of Nadi Shodhana. I think you're familiar with it, where you take your index finger, your middle finger and your pointer on your forehead, and then you take your thumb rested by your right nostril and your ring finger by your left nostril. And then we will close off each nostril alternately to breathe. And I will talk you into the first few rounds, and then you can do it on your own. The pattern is exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. That's the pattern. So start with getting your hand mudra ready, sitting up tall, and then start breathing through both nostrils, deep, big, even breaths all the way down to your belly, inhaling and exhaling through both nostrils for a couple of breaths. Okay, and then we'll start by inhaling through both nostrils together, exhaling through both nostrils together. Close your right nostril and inhale through your left. Close left and exhale through the right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. And then continue on your own, alternating exhale and inhale. Finish your last round of Nadi Shodhana, and then allow your last exhalation to be through your left nostril. And then bring your breathing back to normal. And I shall greet you with my opening Om Balu Satguru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. And thank you for being here. Okay, to begin our balance in an unbalanced world asana practice, let's start with a cross-legged position, which is called Sukhasana, easy pose, which is really not that easy, but easy pose. And let's bring our right leg in front. So the right leg starts in front, and then tilt your pelvis forward so that you have a nice long spine. The crown of your head is reaching up to the heavens. Bring your hands together in your heart center. Inhale as you push your palms together and up. Get all the way up above your head. Feel your shoulders start to open. Take a deep breath. Exhale, your right hand floats down beside your hip and your left arm comes beside your ear, stretching your fingertips over to the right. So right now you're balancing by contracting one side and expanding the other. So you're opening up your left side of your body, which is your female side, and contracting your male side, the right side of your body. Inhale, bring your arm up. Exhale, down. Come back to heart center. Inhale all the way back up. Long, deep breath. Push up with your fingertips. Exhale, the left hand comes down, the right arm beside the ear. Push the fingertips over as you push down into your right sit bone to enhance the stretch. And then bring the shoulder back slightly to open your chest and maybe look up. Opposing forces here, closing one side, opening the other side, bringing them both into harmony. Inhale as you pull up. Exhale as you bring your arm down. So now take your right leg and extend it in front of you. Take your left foot and put it on the outside of the right leg. Flex the right foot and then take your pelvis, tilt it forward and pull your chest forward and up, thinking about the crown of your head reaching up. Your right arm will now take your left leg into the chest. Inhale, bring your left arm forward. Exhale, twist to the left. Park your left hand behind you as you twist. And while you're twisting, think about spiraling upwards as if somebody's pulling on the crown of your head, elongating your spine as you twist. Make sure you keep your extended leg flexed and active, the foot flexed and active. Couple more deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly come back to center. Keep turning your body so that your hands come down on the right side of your body and you're rolling onto your right hip. And then you're going to push into your right hand and your left foot and the outside edge of your right foot as you come into a modified side plank. Bring your hips way up to the ceiling. And don't forget to breathe. Your breath is your power. One more breath, and then slowly come down. And now bring your left foot to the inside of the leg and let your left knee fall out to the side. The sole of your foot will come into the thigh of your right leg. Keep your right foot flexed. I'm going to move back a little bit so I think you can see me better. Right foot flexed and active. Sit up nice and tall, tilt your pelvis forward, and then turn your torso so that, your chest is facing over your right leg. And then you're going to come from your hip crease forward with one hand on either side of the leg. And keep the spine straight, thinking about a line of energy from the crown of your head shooting forward and up, and from your tailbone shooting down and back. Keep the foot flexed. If you can grab your foot, go ahead and grab it, but don't sacrifice your spine to do so. Just keep a nice long spine and keep a slight little micro bend in the knee so you don't lock it out. Keep your head in line with your spine and breathe. Every time you exhale, maybe get a little deeper in the stretch. So this is combining a slight twist with a forward fold and a hip opener. And then come back up slowly. And now we're going to turn our chest to the right, keeping our legs exactly like they are. To the left, take your right hand onto the outside of your left thigh, left hand behind you, as you twist to the left. Keep your right foot engaged. A couple more deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly come back to center. Now, bring both legs out in front of you in a V, as wide as you can make them without allowing your thighs to roll back. So you want your knees and your feet to point up. Take your pelvis and tilt it forward so you have a neutral lumbar curve in your back. And then bring your hands in front of you on a block or the mat. And then from your hip crease, you're going to walk your hands slowly, keeping a nice long spine, and only go as far as you can without rounding your back. And again, the line of energy is from the crown of your head up and forward, tailbone down and back, stretching the spine long. Every time you exhale, maybe get a little deeper. Make sure those toes and knees stay pointed up. One more breath. And then slowly walk your hands back up. And then come back into your cross-legged position. This time your left foot will be in front of your right. Back to Sukhasana. Hands to Namaste in your heart center. Inhale, push your fingertips up, long, deep, deep breath. Exhale, left hand floats down, the right arm comes beside the ear once again, and you're pushing down on your right sit bone, opening the right shoulder slightly, maybe looking up. And this is opening your yang side of your body, your masculine side. And then pull up, bring your hands back down. Return to heart center. Inhale, push up with the fingertips. Big, long, deep breath through the nose. Exhale as the right hand folds down. And you balance the stretch, opening up your yin, your female side of your body. Push down on that left sit bone. Pull the left shoulder back. Breathe, maybe look up. And then inhale, pull up. Exhale, arm comes down. So now we're extending the left leg long, and we're taking the right foot on the outside of our left leg. Left foot is flexed, left knee's pointed up. Bring your chest forward and up. Put the neutral the lumbar curve in your back. Left arm hugs right knee. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, twist to the right. And then you're going to park your right hand behind you. Keep your spine vertical as you twist. Keep your extended leg active by flexing the foot and lifting the thigh. And every time you breathe, you just get a little bit deeper. One more breath. And then exhale, come back to center. Keep turning your body. Plant your hands on your left side, roll onto your left hip. So now you're going to put weight into your left hand and your right foot and the outside edge of your left foot as you lift your hips into a modified side plank, modified Vashisthasana on this side. Deep breaths, try to reach your hips up toward the ceiling. Big deep breaths, your power breath. And the hips come down. Come back to center. Bring the foot to the inside of the leg and open your knee out to the side, bringing the sole of your foot inside the left thigh. Sit up nice and tall, reestablish your pelvic tilt, turn your body to face your chest over your left leg, and then keeping your spine long, you're going to bend from your hip crease, bringing your chest down toward your thigh. Keep the foot flexed, don't lock the knee out, and keep your head in line with your spine. Line of energy, crown of your head going forward and up, tailbone going down and back in one straight line of energy. One more deep breath. And then slowly push up. Keep the leg extended. And now we're going to turn our body to the right. Take the left hand on the outside of the right leg. And then our right hand's going to park behind us as a kickstand once again as we twist our body to the right. Make sure you keep your left leg active. One more deep breath. Exhale back to center. And now we're going to take both legs and put them long in front of us, extend them in front of us, and flex the feet. Don't lock out the knees. Think about lifting your thighs without moving anything, but you're going to engage your quadriceps, and then bring your shoulders up to your ears, and then back, and then down, and then up, back, down, up, back, and down. And when you bring them down, keep them down, chest forward. Your pelvis is tilting forward, so you have a nice lumbar curve in your back. This is your Dandasana staff pose. Feet are flexed, legs engaged. Now take your arms up to Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute, palms facing each other. Reach up, 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 up. Inhale, exhale. Come forward from your hip crease, not from your waist. And then let your arms feel like somebody's pulling your arms and your spine along with it. And then just let them fall where they may, wherever they fall on your legs or even on the mat beside your feet, keeping the long spine. So if you're low enough, your belly would be resting on your thighs before any other part of your body. And make sure you're not locking out the knees here. Keep your head in line with the spine. Breathe, relax in this very intense stretch. This is called Paschimottanasana. Western facing pose. Because the back side of our body is considered the west side of our body. Couple more deep breaths. Make sure your neck is not tight. Keep it long and relaxed. And slowly come back up to your Dandasana. Reset the spine, shoulders down, chest forward, pelvic tilt. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips pointing toward your feet. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. You can either bend your knees and come up to a reverse table, or you can keep your legs extended and come up to the reverse plank. And what you're going to do is push into your hands, lift your hips up. If you're coming into the reverse plank, you want to try to push your toes down as if they were going to touch down, or maybe they can touch down on the mat. And then breathe. Keep your head in line with your spine. Breathe, breathe, breathe. That's your power. Your power is your breath. And then very slowly come down, reset your spine, feet up, knees up. And then please, if you're sitting on anything, scooch off of it. And we're going to do some eagle crunches. I think all of you are familiar with them. So come lying onto your back, and I'll talk you through it. Knees bent, and we're going to start taking the right leg crossing over the left, right leg over the left. And if you want to hook the ankle behind, your foot behind the ankle, go ahead and do that so that you have your eagle legs, and then bring your feet back to the mat. And this is a good example of balancing the eagle pose, because since the right leg is over, the right arm is coming under. So we're going to hug ourselves and take the right arm under the left, and under meaning the right arm is now the closest arm to your legs. You're stacking your elbows. So your elbows are pointing toward the ceiling, and then you bring your forearms together and either cup your hands or spoon them and push the forearms toward the ceiling. So your forearms are parallel to your face. Make sure you're pushing the shoulders down from your ears, but your elbows are staying up towards shoulder height. So now you have your reclined eagle pose, Garudasana. Take a deep, deep breath. As you exhale, push your lower back into the mat. Lift your feet, lift your head, and bring your elbows to your knees into a crunch. Push the back into the mat. And then slowly come back down. Rest your head, rest your feet. Again, inhale. Exhale, push your lower back into the mat. Elbows come to the knees. Crunch. Slowly come back down. Pause for a breath. And again, inhale. Exhale, knees come up, elbows to the knees. Slowly roll back down. Pause. One more breath. Exhale, push the lower back down. Crunch. Elbows to knees. Come back down. And I've lost count, but we're going to do one more. Inhale. Exhale, push your back into the mat. Come up. One more time into this eagle crunch. And then the feet come down and unravel everything. Uncross your legs, unravel your arms, and pause for a couple of breaths in a relaxed bent knee pose. And then we have to balance in an unbalanced world. This time we're taking our left leg, crossing it over our right, tucking the foot behind the ankle if you so choose. Hugging yourself this time. The left arm is under the right so that we're balancing our body. Elbows point to the ceiling so that your left arm is closest to your feet. Because sometimes when you're lying on your back, up and down and left and right doesn't make as much sense. And then we bring our forearms toward each other, either cupped or spooned. Your forearms are parallel to your face. Your elbows are up towards your shoulders, but your shoulders are down from your ears. Relax, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, push your back into the mat. Bring your elbows to your knees, tuck your chin, crunch, slowly come down. Pause, inhale, exhale, push your back down, tuck your chin, crunch, slowly come down. Pause. Inhale, exhale, push your back into the mat as you crunch, elbows to knees, slowly lower down. Inhale, exhale, crunch, slowly lower down. It's much harder to do slow than fast. And one last time, inhale, exhale, push down into your lower back as you slowly bring your elbows to your knees into your crunch, and then very slowly come back down, unwind everything, uncross everything, and pause for a brief moment. And then please roll over to one side and then come to your table position, patting your knees accordingly here. flat back. Inhale. Exhale, bring your bottom towards your heels very slowly. Make your exhalation last through your nose very, very slowly. Feel the extension of your spine, greasing your joints. And then very slowly making your breath last, come back to table. So we're lubricating our wrists, our elbows, our shoulders, our hips, our knees. Inhale. Exhale, making your breath last as you come back down towards your heels. And inhale, making your breath last as you come back up to your table position, flat back. Inhale. Exhale, push into your cat back. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, push the mat away. Feel your shoulder blades separate. Bring your belly button up into your spine. Feel your vertebra open. And then inhale through your nose, making your breath last. We're going to do the polar opposite, extending our spine by dropping our belly toward the mat, extending the crown of the head forward, tailbone back, pushing the shoulders away from the ears. And then slowly exhale, making your breath last as you push back into your cat back, flexing the spine. And then very slowly, keeping a long inhale through your nose, coming to your cow, your extension, flexion and extension. And then back to neutral table. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, lift your right arm and twist open to the right. Twisting table. And then that hand comes down. Take a deep breath. Sit back towards your heels. And then as you inhale, push into your hands and bring your torso all the way up. Come up onto your knees. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Bring your right hand to your hip. Reach up with your left arm. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lateral bend to the right. And then inhale back up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to bring the left hand down to the right table corner leg and continue twisting to the right. So this is a little bit more extreme twist than we just did a moment ago. Keeping your body twisted, bring your right hand down next to your left hand. And then sit back towards your heels. We're going to be in a laterally bending child pose here. So your head's going to melt between your arms and you're opening up the left side of your body. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, walk your hands back to center. Then come back to table. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, twist open to the left. Inhale. Exhale, that hand comes down. Inhale. Exhale, sit your bottom back towards your heels. Inhale, come all the way up on your knees, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach up with your fingertips. Take your left hand onto your left hip, reach up with your right hand, inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to crescent left. Inhale, back up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, twist left. Bring your right hand down to your left corner leg table and continue to twist, extending your left arm behind you as far as you can. Big, deep breaths. One more breath. And as you exhale, The left hand comes down, keep your bend and sit your bottom back towards your heels. So now this is a laterally bending child pose, opening up the right side of your body. One more breath here. As you exhale, walk hands back to center, into your center child pose. And then slowly push up to table. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bring your right knee into your chest. Tuck your chin, bring your nose to your knee, and pause here in this flexion with your knee up toward your nose. Feel the flexion in your spine. And then inhale as you slowly kick your leg back and level your hips. Pause here. And then find a drishti point, a focal point in front of you, and then raise your left arm into our balancing table. Balancing in an unbalanced world. This is really good for core strength, so make sure that you're using your core muscles. Breathe. One more breath. And then the hand comes down, the foot comes down behind you, but keep the leg extended. Walk, kick your left foot out to the side, pivot on the left knee, and then bring your right foot in line with your left knee. And then you have weight in your left arm and your right arm comes up to 12 o'clock. So we're in a kneeling Ardha Chandrasana, kneeling half moon pose. Shift your hips so that they're really reaching up toward the ceiling. Make your ribs feel like they're being pulled to the ceiling. And if your shoulder is good here, you can bring your arm beside your ear and maybe bring your shoulder back a little bit, maybe look up. Okay, bring your arm back to 12 o'clock if it's not already. Shift your balance so that you can lift your right leg off the mat in the half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana, kneeling. And then bend to the right knee. This is optional to take your hand and grab your right ankle and then kick your foot into your hand. As you pull your shoulder back and open your chest, maybe look up. A variation of Kapinjalasana. And if you have your ankle release, bring the foot down and then come back to your table position. Flat back. Inhale. Exhale, slowly bring the left knee into your chest. Tuck the chin, bring your nose to your knee and pause here in this flexion, feeling your spine. Inhale as you kick your leg back slowly, level your hips, find your balance. And then the right arm comes up into our balancing table. And breathe. Engaging all your core muscles. One more breath. And bring the hand down, but bring the foot down, keep the leg extended behind you. We're going to kick our right foot out, pivot on the right knee, line up our left foot with the knee and bring our left arm up to 12 o'clock to start into Ardha Chandrasana on this side. So shift your hips upward, pull your ribs upward. And then if your shoulder feels good about it, bring the arm next to your ear and stretch the fingertips. Pull your shoulder back, open your chest. Bring your arm back to 12 o'clock. Find your balancing point so that you can lift your left leg into Ardha Chandrasana. And then optional, bend the knee, grab the ankle, kick the foot into your hand, open the chest, pull your shoulder back. Everything's an option in my class. Do it all, do none of it. It's your class, your practice. And then release, bring the hand up, down, and then repivot back to table. Okay, so one more flexion and extension. We've been doing a lot of flexions and extensions here. This is a little bit more extreme flexion and extension than we've been doing with like cat and cow is a good flexion and extension example. This one's going to be puppy and rabbit. So we're going to start with puppy. Keep your hips up in the air. Walk your hands forward. You might have to scoot back on your mat so your hands can stay on your mat because you want them to stick on your mat so they don't slide. And with your hips way up in the air, you're going to mount your chest down. Spread your fingers wide. Put weight in all 10 fingers. Your forearms are staying off the mat. If your head wants to come down to the mat, it can. And just squeeze your forearms toward each other so that your shoulders roll outward. And you feel your shoulder points coming together down your back. Hips way up in the air. Long, long, long spine. And now slowly walk your hands back to the table. Now we're going to come into rabbit, which is an extreme flexion of the spine. If you have neck issues, you may want to avoid this. I'm going to go sideways so you can see. So in rabbit, your hips stay up and your back gets pulled toward the ceiling in a flexion. You bring in the crown of your head down to the mat, okay? The crown of your head. So you have to tuck your chin and you'll feel your back coming into a C shape. So right now your hands are beside your knees to support your head and so that not all the weight is on your head. And you may just want to stay here. And if you're just staying here, push your spine upward and try to lift your pelvis and your spine upward. Now, if you can go further with this, walk your knees closer to your head and then take your hands, keep your feet down on the mat, but take your hands and see if you can grab your heels. And the tops of your feet are still on the mat. And then when you're grabbing your heels, pull your heels with your hands so that you're using your hands as leverage so you can further flex your spine up, pulling your pelvis up, pulling your back up toward the ceiling. You're in a little ball, like a rabbit. And while you're pulling on your heels, that's alleviating some pressure on your crown. And then slowly release out of this by taking your hands beside your knees, taking the pressure off your head, and then slowly, slowly come back to table. And from table, take a deep breath, tuck your toes, and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Bend your knees, slowly walk up to your hands. Hang here for a moment, dangling your spine. And then very, very slowly rise up. Reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then come into Tadasana, mountain pose, the ultimate balance, equal weight in both feet. The feet rooting into the earth as the crown of your head pulls up to the heavens. Tailbones pointed down, your belly's in, your chest is open forward, shoulders down from your ears, your head right on top of your shoulders. Your feet are parallel to each other, thighs rolled in slightly so your legs are active. And then breathe a few breaths here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your right ear toward your right shoulder. And then take your right hand onto the left side of your head. Just place it there. Don't pull on your head. Just let your hand rest there. And then take your left arm and bring it out to a diagonal and push your fingertips away to enhance the stretch. After doing the rabbit pose, this is an exceptionally juicy stretch. One more breath. And then release your hand and very slowly bring your head back to center. Return to Tadasana, reset the spine. Inhale, crown of your head goes up. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. And then the left hand comes to the right side of the head. And then the right arm floats out at a diagonal, pushing the fingertips away. And relax. One more breath. And then release the head. Return slowly to Tadasana. Take your right foot, cross it over your left leg so that your pinky toes are touching, pinky toe to pinky toe, and your knees are nestled within each other. Right leg over, bring your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Flip your right palm up, take your left hand and grab your right wrist, and then we're going to crescent over to the left. So this takes balance and core strength with the legs crossed like this. Keep your shoulder back, maybe find a focal point. And release, come back to center, keep your legs crossed, bring your arms down to Tadasana. Open your arms in a T, inhale. Exhale, clasp your fingers behind you. Lace your hands, and then come with a flat back from your hip crease, leaning forward as far as you can. Slowly, so you don't lose balance. This is a balance. Everything is balanced in an unbalanced world. And then very slowly, this is the hard part, is to come back upright. And then release, uncross, shake it all out. Reset the spine in Tadasana. Always reminding ourselves what the spine feels like when it's in perfect balance. Left foot crosses over, pinky toe to pinky toe. Nestle your knees into one another. And Urdhva Hastasana. This time the left palm faces up, the right hand grabs the left wrist, and we'll crescent right. Bring the left shoulder back, open the chest. And then slowly release, keeping your legs crossed. Return to a cross-legged Tadasana. Inhale, open arms in a T. Exhale, bring your hands behind you, lacing your fingers. Relace your hands so the opposite thumb is on top, the non-habitual grab. Pull your hands away from your bottom to open your chest, and then come forward from your hip crease with a nice flat back, bringing your hands up toward the ceiling, keeping your concentration because this takes balance, engaging your core muscles because that's what you use for your balance. Very slowly, rise back up. And release your arms, uncross the legs, shake it all out. Okay, step wide on your, maybe even outside of your mat. And we're going to come into a goddess pose here, or you can turn your mat to face sideways, whichever, as long as you have grip underneath your feet, that you just want grip underneath your feet. So your toes are going to be pointed out at a diagonal, and we're going to squat down halfway with our knees in the same direction as our toes, and mentally think about rolling your thighs outward so those knees stay in the same direction of your toes, so that, you know, the tendency is let your knees bow in. Make sure you mentally keep those quads rotating outward as you bring your arms into goddess. This time we'll have our hands carrying trays. So sit your tailbone down and open your chest forward. Roll the thighs outward into goddess. Okay, shift the weight to the left, and we're going to lift the right leg and come into a one-legged goddess. And then slowly, with grace and precision, bring the foot back down. And shift over to the other side, lifting the other leg into a one-legged goddess. And then slowly bring that foot back down, return into your goddess pose, tailbone down, chest forward. And breathe. This is great for leg strength. Roll those thighs outward. Bring your hands to your thighs. Keep your legs bent. Bring your chest forward and come into a football huddle. Nice flat back. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to shift our weight to the left, straighten our right leg, bring our right shoulder down, and reach your right shoulder toward your left knee. Very slowly come back to center into your huddle. Inhale. Exhale, shift the weight to your right leg, straighten your left leg, left shoulder comes down and forward toward your right knee. Slowly back to center. Slowly rise up back to your goddess. Your legs are getting a real workout here. Take your left forearm onto your left thigh. Right arm beside your ear as you reach toward the left. And then slowly back to goddess. Inhale. Exhale, right arm to right thigh, left arm beside the ear. And then pull back up to goddess. Straighten your legs, point your feet forward, and then come from your hip crease all the way down. Bring your hands down to your mat or your block and hang here in this wide stride forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Let your spine dangle long. You can even
Spread your feet apart even more if you have grip and don't slip. Okay, very slowly. Bend your knees, come on up, walk your feet together. Return to your Tadasana. And then inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold, bring your hands all the way down. Step back to downward facing dog. Pause here for a couple of breaths. Squeeze your forearms toward each other. Put weight in all 10 fingers. Roll the shoulders out. Bend the knees enough so that you get a long spine. Then take a deep breath. Kick your right leg up in the air behind you. Bend your right knee, open your hip, and look under your left armpit to see your foot. And then that leg comes back down. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lift the left leg, bend the left knee, open the left hip, look under the right armpit, three-legged dog. And then that leg comes back down. Bring your knees down and then sit back to child pose. You can either fold your arms so that they're beside your body, palms facing up, or come into an extended child pose. Just be sure to rest your forehead on something. Okay, slowly push up and come onto your backs. And I'm going to give you a choice here. You can do sacrum on the block if you like, where you lift your hips and place your sacrum on a block and then your legs float up in the air. Or if you'd like to do a half shoulder stand, what you do is you just lift your bottom up and then support your bottom with your hands and then let your feet come to a diagonal over your body. Keep your head still if you're doing this half shoulder stand. This is not a full shoulder stand, but keep your head in the center here. Don't turn your head because your neck is a little bit perilous right here. If you start turning your head, you'll hurt the neck. And then just relax. If you want to let your feet drop further over your head, you can do that. Into Malasana. And then very slowly come out of whatever you're in. Lifting the hips, removing the blocks, or letting your spine roll out of your half shoulder stand. And then bring your feet together, open the knees out to the sides, and press the soles of your feet to each other. Bring your arms out to a T into Supta Baddha Konasana. Lift your chin slightly so that you're opening your throat. Relax your shoulders. Allow gravity to gently stretch your groin muscles. This is one of the counter poses to a shoulder stand or half shoulder stand. Couple of more breaths here. And then please very slowly bring your knees together. Bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your hands around your shins, hug your knees in. And then release and bring your body into your favorite Shavasana. And as you relax in Shavasana, focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. And focus on the masculine side of your body, your right side. Allow your right foot to relax and your right leg, right arm, right shoulder. And now focus on your female side, the left. Relaxing your left foot, your left leg, left arm, and left shoulder. Now let's zip it up the middle, relaxing your pelvis. Relax your spine, let all your back muscles melt down onto the mat. Relax your neck, your jaw, your face, uniting both your yin and your yang into one perfect harmony as you enjoy a few moments of inner bliss. Please bring your awareness back to your breath. Deepen your breathing as you gently wake up your body, making small movements. And then please bend your knees and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And in doing so, we are sealing off the masculine side of our body, the bright, hot, fiery side. And we're exposing the feminine side of the body, the cool, dark, and calm side. And you'll allow that calmness to carry you through the rest of your day Please very slowly, keeping a quiet mind, push up to seated. And I shall do the closing chant. If you care to join me, please do. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher. Jai Shri Sakaru Maharaj Ki Jai. Knuckles to my forehead honors God. Knuckles to my chin honors you. Knuckles to my heart honors myself. Namaste. And Jai Yogis.